Hello, welcome. Another episode of the Extra Reel. Today, we're going to talk about Train to Busan. I have to say I'm fairly excited for this one. It's a zombie film, South Korean, fairly unique. The zombies are pretty aggressive. Not much more to say about it, though. I mean, the title says it all. They're trying to get on a train to Busan. So, without anything further to say about it, unless Paxton, you got anything else you want to say before I play the trailer?
I'll wait until afterwards.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. One thing I will say that those glass doors are really strong.
Yeah, that was kind of dumb. Because I feel like the zombies should have figured out how to open the door. Because even at the... And the one guy... Well, I guess he was still technically alive, but... all I do is slide it open.
Yeah. Like, it's one of those where the zombies are fairly smart, but absolutely dumb at the same time.
Yeah, especially when they went in the tunnel, all of a sudden they can see? Or, like, I don't know.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting. It's almost like the zombies turned into, like, some kind of mammal that can only hunt in the daytime. It just seemed kind of weird.
And so, like, what happens when it's complete blackout?
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be easier to pick them off, though, too.
So...
Coming soon.
That was Train to Busan's trailer. Anything that caught your eye during that trailer?
Yeah, I mean, you really don't expect a lot of things. I mean, like, it's kind of like that, you know, things on a plane. You just feel like you feel like you know what's gonna happen, you know. But like, it did a pretty good job, I think. You know.
Yeah. I would agree. I liked... This isn't my favorite zombie film, but it definitely is a good zombie film to kind of pass you to the next good zombie film. If I were to describe it.
My number one zombie film. Going into it, I thought it was going to be, honestly, a lot worse.
Okay, I'm not even going to tell you your... It's in the basket upstairs in the top. You know what I'm talking about? The hammock thing? I'm not going to tell you what you rated the last zombie film we did, Dawn of the Dead, because I think it'd be interesting to see how this compares for you for this new zombie film. South Korean, I don't think it being from South Korea really distracted me at all from uh, enjoying this film. I kind of
I
liked
think,
that I had to read some of the subtitles.
yeah. 'Cause it was like you had to watch it and read what they were saying. 'Cause
Yeah,
there was a
and the
lot.
thing is,
There's
there's
a lot of points like I wanted to watch it, but then I was like, what are they saying?
yeah, and there is kind of a little backstory to it. It's like the father, he was almost overworked, not really spending much time with his daughter, was the case. And then they kind
Well,
of have like this argument of like, I want to spend more time with you, but you're going to work. How about we just compromise and I'll just come with you while you work? Is that kind of what you got from it?
um, well, from what I got, is the daughter didn't want him coming with him at all, or coming with her at all, and I think that was because she was mad at him for not spending more time with her, like you said.
Yeah. And
And
then,
so she went on the train by herself to go to her mom's.
so they,
Then,
yep. So they did do a lot of that news transition. You know what I'm talking about? Like, oh, something's happening in the news. He's on the phone. He's talking with somebody he works with. Hey, what's going on? Oh, it's just a riot. Okay, yeah, blah blah. But then I thought it was weird how they subtly introduced the zombies. It was literally just that one scene where the chaperones of the train get distracted and that one of the zombies comes on the train. I thought that was one of the, if I had a criticism of this film, it was that part right there. They could have introduced the zombies a little better than that. But I get
well,
it takes
actually,
place on
they
a train.
did at the beginning when they before just when they get on the train, and then when that one affected one gets on the train, you see a zombie actually chase after somebody just at the beginning, and like what one guy, I don't remember who, one guy looked and like, did I just see that? Then he didn't see it, you know, like
Oh, I
it was
must have
like
missed
a
that.
little vision. He saw something, but he didn't know what it was, you know.
Yeah.
So they did show something before that, just before that other person, the affected person got
The one
on.
that got on the train and they attended to and kind of started the outbreak on the train.
I also didn't like how like some people turn into zombies faster than other people.
Yeah.
Did you
That
ever
was
catch
kind of
that?
interesting. I did catch that. That was a big criticism by me too. It wasn't really consistent. It had some
Yeah. Was
pullback.
there something with blood?
Yeah, well, what and then what point? Like, here's another thing. It's all kind of just fantasy anyway. But if you have such blood loss, how are you still able to go? I never did get that. Like, in some of the other zombie films, you gotta kill him by shooting him in the head, or you have to have some kind of like, okay, you have to keep them from communicating with the rest of their body. But if they're getting bit and they have just like massive blood loss, you think they wouldn't be able to function? Because you're still a mammal, you still have to function. You know what I mean? You still have to have blood flow and oxygen. I don't know. Maybe I'm off on that.
If you're looking like The Walking Dead or something, you know,
Yeah.
there's zombies with like no muscle.
Yeah.
It's like
I
how
never
are
did get
they
that either.
even able to move their limbs and
Exactly, exactly. And it's such a weird
or like
criticism because I don't think you're supposed to get that deep into this kind of film, but I can't help but do it. It's like I can't help but think of how impractical this is.
yeah, like the one girl gets bit in the leg and she's automatically turns into a zombie within like I wouldn't say seconds, but it was faster than the guy that got bit in the hand. You know, like do you think bit in the hand it'd get travel faster than getting bit in the leg? Or I don't know if there's like they're going by a major blood vein or something. I don't know. Like yeah.
Yeah. 1 second.
Or like that one guy that got bit, you know, when he was trying to hold the door and he get bit in the hand, and then he was still. I mean,
Well, I think I screwed this up.
what happened? Did you?
I messed
I
up
can't hear
the
you.
audio. I tried getting it to where your speaker wasn't feeding into the mic, but that's probably a bad exchange there. But I'm just gonna have to deal with it.
Uh,
But yeah, even further into what's going on here.
guess I haven't been what? I can't. I haven't been looking to see if it fixed the stream.
Further into oh, what's going on here.
Oh yeah, I'm echoing on the stream.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. But I tried getting it to where I could just have the headset on, and not ideal. I'm gonna try something real quick here. Testing. Testing. Okay, yeah, I think this will work better.
Oh, let me try talking. Still kind of echoing, I think.
Yeah.
Not as bad.
Yeah, I got it set differently so it'll only feed one way.
They sound like an announcer.
Yeah.
Come again.
Oh man, we'll figure this out eventually. I gotta get a decent setup here.
It just sucks because for anybody that doesn't know, I'm getting surgery, so we're trying to get it set up so I can still do it
Yeah,
from home.
we're coming back strong. Episode 14, not very strong, but 15 and beyond. Oh, maybe we'll figure it out by then. Who knows? Maybe it'll take another 15 before we actually get something set up.
Yeah.
No,
See.
but to get back into the film,
Yeah.
um, storyline for you. Did it hit you at all?
Um. Yes and no. So, like at the beginning, they were talking about the guy, like he was a money fund person, you know,
Yep.
guy. I don't remember his name, but like then later on when he was talking to the one guy, he made it sound like the guy on the phone made it sound like it was their fault that it was all going on. Remember, he was talking to that one guy, then that he thought it was a riot or whatever, you know,
Yep.
because of something that sounded like what they did. So I was like, I would, a fund manager have to do with it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think they could have.
Like he's talking to a guy in the military. Like, why does he know someone in the military? Like, that didn't make sense to me either.
Yeah, they could have storyboarded it a little better.
Yeah, unless they lost you know, when they were trying to subtitle to English, maybe something didn't sync up or something. I don't know, but like, some of it didn't make sense.
I think they put a lot of effort into this film. I don't think they were going all about story though. Even though the story did kind of impact me a little bit, I liked the kind of suspense of it. You don't know. There's so many characters in the film. You know a bunch of them are probably gonna demise, but you don't know which ones. And I was expecting more of a crew at the end. I honestly was expecting like a good, I don't know, half a dozen.
Yeah, I agree with you. I knew the main guy was obviously going to last until towards the end. I actually
Yeah,
thought he was the whole thing.
I was half expecting like, okay, so it's the daughter and the main guy, right? Those are the two, and those are the two that should just happy ending. They make it to where they need to go, and everything's happy. But I like movies that don't go the Disney princess route where everything ends happily. It's like, no, this is a zombie film. You got to end it however you deem you want to end it, but not just that happy, oh, we made it. Okay, here we are. Live our life. with the zombies.
Start with the one guy you think is, he's the badass. So you think, sure, him, at least towards later in the movie.
Yes,
I
yes,
want to say
exactly.
he's 3/4 of the movie, maybe, or I don't know exactly where
There were some
he
characters.
ended on a strong note.
Yep, there were some characters that I liked how they played throughout the plot. Like there was that one guy who was fairly selfish. They kind of framed the main character as fairly selfish, but he finds it in himself to not be as selfish throughout the film while there's an outbreak going on with zombies and whatnot. And I like
I
how
mean,
they have a different character. What's
I
that?
kind of get it, but because he's trying to support his child,
Yep.
so he's focused on him, and I think he is focused on his daughter, but kind of not, because he bought her that Wii U again for the second time.
Yeah.
I
I
think
think
he
that
forgot her birthday.
I think he really that really just played into like establishing their relationship. Like, oh, it's not all that serious because you don't even know what gaming system I have. It was just kind of like,
Yeah,
wow,
you
how
kind
are
of
you
like,
guys family?
like I actually kind of liked because it did show that I mean, he's trying to be good for his daughter by getting all this money and up supporting her, but then not
Yep.
enough to like show a real relationship with her,
Yeah.
in a way. That way, it does show that he does. 'Cause later on, he does like focus more on her and her survival. Like
Yeah. Yep.
before he was more. I think he was more focused on him, but he still cared about his daughter. Like at the end, it was more about his daughter than anything.
Yeah,
Which
yeah. And they had that one character who played the selfish guy. Well, that first one, it's like, we don't know what these guys are doing. If they come back here and they're all infected, they're going to kill us all, right? And that guy established himself as like, nope, we're selfish. We're not going to give to anybody that wants to come into this compartment. We all know we're not sick, so we're just going to stay this way.
well, and he like played it off too when they were trying to get into that cart. That one girl was like, "Oh, my friend is coming. We should
Yeah.
really welcome him in." And then that really selfish guy's like, "What?
I
They're
like
not coming
that. That was
here."
really good tension in the film because there's like a direct relationship, whether it's the daughter, the husband, the other characters that are separated, and they have a buy-in for these people coming back into their compartment, and this guy is telling them, no, we're not going to let them into the compartment. That's not what we're doing. And I kind of feel for both sides. It's like, yeah, they could be
Yeah,
infected and they're just going to kill everybody, but at the same time, they're
I
invested.
think,
Like they don't give a shit.
yeah, which I thought was funny because that guy got bit at towards the end, and then he's like, help me!" Like, "Oh, you're infected," and he's
Yeah.
like, "What? Oh shit, I'm infected! Oh duh!"
With that, I think the special effects were decent. They were okay.
There
For the budget, I
was
don't know if they were in line with what the budget of the film was. Like the CGI was kind of bad in my opinion.
yeah. Well, I mean, it wasn't too bad. I mean,
There
there was
was
stuff that
when
was
there was
like,
mass zombies, it didn't seem they seemed like they spared the expense of having a bunch of like true zombies. It was all kind of just CG thrown in there. I did like how good the deer was at the beginning. You could definitely tell it wasn't real, but it looked okay for them trying to portray like a zombie deer. It
yeah.
wasn't
Well, I think
like
it was CGI
crazy.
until the beginning. I think it was a real deer until they hit it, and when it got up, you can tell it was CGI. I think when they showed it towards it, when it got back up, and then it was looking at the camera, I think it was a real deer again. Or was it still CGI?
I'm pretty sure the whole thing was kind of CGI because they wanted. Well, maybe it was a combination because I could tell.
That's what I'm saying.
It, yeah,
Yeah.
you might be right. It could be like a real slash. They just like after affected like a real deer. I could just tell like it was fake. It didn't come off as
No,
real to me.
okay. I mean, at the beginning, it seemed like it was. They did a pretty good job at the beginning, at least making it look real if it is fake. But definitely you could tell when it got up that it was
They
CGI.
have some
Like,
for being like they want to establish themselves as a zombie film, they got some big shoes to fill. I think that 2004 Dawn of the Dead, they went all out with their extras. Like I think the story was decent comparatively, but the extras on this one I don't think were as good as a few years back. This was 12 years ago.
Yeah, but this is another country, and they don't have. I don't think they don't.
I
They're
don't
not.
know what their film scene is. Do they have like a comparative Hollywood scene with just a bunch of money pouring into it?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not
You
familiar.
definitely
I'm trying to find what the
Dawn of
uh
Dead in this
trying to
movie.
find the numbers for it, but
Can't find anything on Wikipedia.
no.
Hmm.
Okay, hold on. $8.5 million US for budget, which
8.5 million.
8.5 million. That seems pretty low compared to other films.
Yeah. Oh, it does.
Dawn of the
Uh,
Dead,
and there.
comparatively, I don't know if it's 26 or 28 million. So this one had like a fourth of the budget. So for what their budget was, that was pretty good, I think. I mean, I don't have much more to say on that, but if you take that into consideration, I think they did a pretty good job.
Yeah. I think like I said, coming into it, I didn't expect the way it turned out. I thought it was a lot better than I thought it was. Like I said, I thought it was a
Yeah,
lot better than I thought
you
it would
had
be.
low expectations going into it.
Well, even when I watched the trailer, like the trailer didn't look too bad, but I was like, trailers always make movies somewhat good. So I was like, trying to like not, think that this movie's gonna be great. But I mean,
Surprisingly,
it's ups and downs, but
yeah, surprisingly exceeded your expectations.
well, I wouldn't say exceeded, but it was all right. It could have been better. Could have been a lot worse.
This is surprising to me. Go to the box office section of Wikipedia on this film. It grossed 80.5 million. It times 10 to its number on its investment just in South Korea. But in the United States, I don't think it opened up very many places. It's kind of like one of those straight to DVDs here in the United States. We saw it through streaming, so I think it's a little different. Only 2.2 million in the United States and Canada. So it made most of its money in South Korea.
Yeah, I think that's every movie though. Like
That's
even movies that get made in USA, I think usually they make more money here than they would somewhere else.
Yeah, I think that's interesting to think about how other countries, they probably are more accepting of our films than we are of their films.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want? I mean, we're about 25 minutes, and we kind of had some hiccups there. You got any last statements you want to make on the film before we give it our rating?
Yeah. I'd give it a look. I thought when Travis picked this out, I thought
Yeah.
this wasn't going to be that great of a movie, even though Amazon Prime did give it like what was that 4.5 stars I think it was.
4.5. I didn't see that, but yeah, that's probably right.
I think it was like 4.5. Anyways, I was like, there's no way this movie's gonna be 4.5.
Yeah.
I still wouldn't rate it 4.5, but it wasn't a bad movie. Give it a look. If you have nothing else to watch, give it a look.
Absolutely.
Did you want me to rate them first, or do you want? Because I went last. I went first.
You went first last time? Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
unless you
give
want.
it my assessment. My final assessment is great film overall. One of the best zombie films. In my opinion, not the best zombie film. Kind of like how I described earlier. I really think there was other things that were lacking in this film. The wide expanses, the extras, they did a good job overall when they're on the train. Some of the wider shots could have been better. I'm critiquing off of other zombie films, of course. I mean, overall, out of South Korea, they did a really good job. I'm going to give this one a 4.3 out of 5. I think it's
Holy
very
crap.
respectable. I really enjoyed it. It took you on an adventure. It didn't leave you with the Disney ending. Those are my assessments. You may think differently, but that's what I'm going with.
I honestly didn't think you would go that high.
Really?
Yeah, I honestly didn't think you would go that high.
What did you think I was going to do?
I don't know, lower than that. Like 3.7 or something. I don't know, something lower. I just didn't expect you to go that high.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised with it. Oh, come on. Every time there we go. Sorry. My mic's been acting up, so it's cuts you out.
Yeah, I don't really see my picture anymore.
No, I fixed it. It should come up here.
Oh,
I didn't catch it.
yeah.
So 4.2, what do you give it?
Trying to remember, and I don't think I'll give it as good as Dawn of the Dead. I'm pretty sure. I liked it better than other movies. Trying to really think.
Did you like it
what
better
movie-
than The Machinist?
I have to say I probably did like it more than The Machinist.
And then the last film was 1984. I think you'd give it better than that.
Oh yeah. I'll go 3.9. I was flying through 3.8, 4.0.
3.9. I'll be dang, man. I was kind of expecting a little higher. Comparatively,
really?
Dawn of the Dead, you gave it a 4.5. And I was expecting you kind of to be around where I voted in that, but
Yeah, I was thinking 4, and I was like, do I want to go that high though? And then I was like 3.8, and I was like, I don't know if I want to go that low, because I think I gave other
3.9
movies
split
about
it, yeah.
0.7 or whatever.
what do you think that it was lacking for you?
I don't know. I mean, more the story. Like, I did like how the guy and the girl were trying to get to her mom, but I feel like it wasn't that good of a story, you know?
Yeah.
Like some of the action scenes weren't that great. I mean, they were good, but I wouldn't, say they're the greatest.
I do like
How
I do like how they set up the fight through the train cars. I thought that was well done. They could have done that worse.
I
I
did
didn't-
like the fight scenes. I didn't like how the zombies all of a sudden, like, it's pitch black, they don't know anything, like.
Yeah, that was kind of cheesy. I agree with that. They could have done better.
I mean,
I mean-
I can understand where they can kind of not see you, but like,
I think they wanted to play into the audio aspect of it. They wanted to just be like, "Oh, throw a rock down the hallway and they'll just chase the rock, right?" And they went full bore with that. It was just kind of weird. They did that too many times in the film.
yeah, it was like just too much.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I get it because you need to get those people to the next car, so like need something to get them past those zombies.
Yeah,
I just feel like they still could have crawled on top, but the zombies still could, like, I don't know.
if they would have heard him up top, could they have reached him? I wanted to know that. If they
I
would have
think they
made
could.
noise while they were
I
up
think-
top there,
I think they could have.
I want to say they could have, but they seemed like pretty dumb zombies.
Yeah, like, I don't get. Sometimes they were smart and sometimes they were stupid.
Yeah.
It was like when they got off the train that at that one station, like they couldn't get through the door, which is
Yeah.
locked it, which is
Yep.
fine. But then all of a sudden they bust through it. Like
Yeah.
what? I don't know. Like you think those doors would be like
I think having the
bulletproof?
I think having the audio aspect of the zombies was just them having to come up with ideas on how to storyboard it, and they're just like, let's roll with this, let's just get this going, let's just have a few carts where we play audio into the game where you can just distract them and move on to the next cart, and then we'll mix it in there with like some fighting scenes. It can't go too heavy on the fighting scenes, those are pretty heavy with the budget, so we got to go with, oh, let's just get some extras in there and play dumb.
Like at the start of it went full bore, and that was pretty cool. I thought.
Yeah, yeah, I do like those scenes where it's like they don't know what's going on. It's suspenseful. They did a good job of like portraying the suspense. I like the scene where they go down the stairs thinking like, "Oh yeah, there's the army. I guess we're
You
safe."
made
And
it.
then they all turn around and come after them. I thought that was a really neat scene. I like
Yeah,
that part. It really
I actually
kept
like
me
that
in.
too.
It kept me into the film. I was just like glued to it until things started to die down again. But like it was
Yeah,
fun to watch.
yeah. Well, like the one part I didn't really like about that though is because like the guy was talking to that military guy, and then also it was okay, and it didn't seem like it was that much longer when the guy was like, can't get a hold of anybody there. You know why? Or like just too fast.
Yeah, you're saying like when the conductor is trying to get a hold of some people and they're like, yeah, send it. Hopefully there's no trains coming.
Even when the main character, when he got to that first stop where the military was gonna quarantine everybody or whatever,
Yep.
and then when because just before that he was talking to somebody and he's like, "That's protected with military, right?" And then everybody's to be protected, right? And the guy's on the phone's like, "Oh yeah, it's good, but then you're gonna get quarantined." And that's when he's like, "Oh yeah, we'll go on to this other gate and then take care of you."
Yep. Don't
And when
go
they got
don't go down the don't go the main way because you'll get quarantined and that's bad. Go like somewhere else. Go to where I'm telling you to go, else you'll get quarantined.
and I felt like it was within like 5 minutes. I don't know if he called him or if he called or the other guy called him, but all of a sudden
Yeah.
like, oh, I can't get a hold of anybody now.
Yep.
'Cause
Yep.
everyone's a zombie, you know.
Yep. Yeah, things progressed really fast. Like this is a very fast onset, very viral disease. Like it just
One
was
thing within
nonstop.
5 minutes though. It
What's
would have
that?
been cooler if he was on the phone with somebody and like he could hear something going on in the background or something.
Yeah, yeah,
Or something. I don't know. Just something. It's all of a sudden it's like, oh, I can't get a hold of anybody.
yep.
Which I mean, kind of cool too, but it was just too fast. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Let's check out how
I wish
close we were.
more planes. Huh?
Let's check out how close we were to
Oh, around.
Rotten Tomatoes. What are you thinking the critics are going to give it?
I'll go 75.
Wow. Wonder how many people. 75. Dude, you were way off.
What'd they give it?
94.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was really good for a lot of these critics to talk about.
I did not think they'd get a 94.
I want to see if I can
I thought
find
I
a
didn't think
bad
I'd get
review.
that.
It's gonna be hard to try and find a bad reviewer. Oh shit! Sorry, I blocked you. Damn it! I'm messing up here. Sorry. There you go. You're back.
94. Yeah, I didn't expect that at all.
A lot of good critiques. No bad critiques. That's gotta be.
Really?
Oh, here's one. There is much to enjoy here, but is there ever really any justification for a 2 hour long zombie movie? Train to Busan argues not. It was quite long, and I think that contributed to the whole like let's come up with ideas on how to get past these zombies. You know, like we got this train setting, and we're going and you know, I another thing I could critique would be like the setup towards the end too. Like the conductor's like, just meet me at the far end, and I'll have everything ready for you guys. Just come on over whenever you're ready. Like I thought that was just kind of silly.
See you later.
Oh, here's another bad one. No matter what angle you're looking at this from, we've seen it before. Okay, I think that's like a easy criticism though. Like I would
I mean,
love for more.
I mean, how can you not recopy a zombie though? You know, like
Yeah, how do you make it your own? Like a zombie's a zombie is a zombie's a zombie. Like you can only do so much. I think the zombie genre has improved over the years. Don't get me wrong. I think it peaked at 2004 Dawn of the Dead. I don't think there's any zombie film that's beat that yet, but a lot of other ones have come close. I do like 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later. Those were good films in my opinion, but they just didn't reach that next level in my opinion. This one does a really good job of getting there. It for me was good. It was I enjoyed watching it the first time. It has somewhat of a replayability. I would watch it in the right setting again, but I'm not gonna go, you know,
every,
as a staple every year watch it. You know, it's gonna probably be like, oh, you know, I would recommend this to other people to watch and even watch it with other people and kind of enjoy it again with them. But I'm not going to watch it again by myself. I don't think.
yeah. And Dawn of the Dead I've seen multiple times, not recently, but in the past. This one, I mean, if I really had nothing to watch and I feel like watching a zombie movie, I might watch it again. I didn't think it was that bad of a movie.
No, I agree. I agree. It was good. It's good.
Yeah, how you not copy a zombie movie?
Exactly. They're all like you got to make it your own somehow. I think there are ways to make it your own, but in the end it's still a zombie film. How strong are the zombies? How smart are the zombies? Those are things that can change. But I don't think you can change much of the zombie.
That's one thing I didn't like about this movie, though, is how like sometimes zombies seem pretty smart, and then sometimes there's like, dope.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I didn't like I like the fighting scene, like when those guys got together and then they go through that first cart, you know.
Yeah, you say when they tape up their arms and they're like, let's get fight through them.
Yeah, when they tape up and they're ready to like kick some butt.
Yeah.
I like that, and then when they get tired, so they got the second cart. You know, I didn't mind them still fighting, and then I wish there was more of that or something. You know, like I don't know. I didn't like how it was just all black, and so they're like, oh, let's be. Oh, if we're quiet, we can just sneak around them. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. Here's another bad review. Since almost all of Train Busan takes place inside railway compartments, comparisons to South Korean's Arthur Bong Joon-ho's English language debut, Snowpiercers, are inevitable. That is where Train to Busan comes up short. Now, I wish I didn't read that because I don't really understand where that's coming from.
That's the whole point of the movie. That's why it's called Train to Busan.
Yeah, they started with this idea of getting a zombie film on a train, and they succeeded, in my opinion.
I felt like, and they did get off. It's not like they were on the train the whole entire time, you know? Like, I don't know. I felt like they did a good job for the
Yeah,
most part. There's stuff that they could have did better, but for the most part, I don't think it was a bad movie. Like, I
I think
expected them to be on a train, like, it's called Train to
there was parts
Busan.
where they weren't on a train. That's what was great about it. They're just like, yeah, they're in a train station, and it is what it is.
I kind of got where they had to kind of set up some of that. It wasn't bad. It could have been better. The beginning, I felt like could acted a. Little bit better. Acting was kind of shoddy at the beginning. Once I got on the train, I thought it was a little bit better. There was still critiques. For the most part, I felt like the movie wasn't bad.
Yeah, I'd agree.
That's why I gave it the rating I did, because I felt like it wasn't as good as Dawn of the Dead, like you said, but like it wasn't like horrible like 1983 or.
Well, with that, I think we can solve this issue by calling her quits.
What was the audience rating? We never did. I didn't hear that.
89%.
Oh,
So
they were pretty.
the audience was a little lower than the critics, which is, I think it's usually the other way around. In what films we've seen prior to, like the audience is usually like, yeah, I really enjoyed this one.
Yeah, it's usually either if the critics are high, the audience is low. If the critics is low, then the audience is high usually.
Yeah,
And then this one, they're like pretty. They're still off, but not as much as I thought they would be.
yeah, I don't really have much to add. Great film. Go watch it if you haven't watched it. If you got an Amazon Prime subscription, this is a recommendation. Go watch it.
It's a good free movie.
Yeah, free-ish.
Yeah, well, if you don't have
If you got a
Amazon
Bezos
Prime.
subscription.
But if you have Amazon Prime, it's a good,
Yep.
a good watch.
Well, I think we discuss our next film in private again instead of on the stream. Maybe people would want to watch a little discussion on what films to watch next. But until we get people to actually watch our stuff, it's probably doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I have to agree. If we had people actually like, talking with us what we want to watch or like discuss about movies, yeah, I think
Yeah, because I think like
they're kind of like a surprise too. Like
any kind of genre, any kind of film, I'm down to watch anything.
I know Daniel wants us to get Super Saiyan, so I don't know.
Yeah, maybe we'll watch the Dragon Ball Z. I just don't want to. My limits are like, hey, do I got the streaming service where I can just watch it? That's kind of my limits. You know what I mean? Like, I'll definitely watch it if I have the opportunity to.
Yeah, we can always check into it.
But it's a kind of a catch-22 because some of the better films, yeah, have to end up paying for. A lot of the streaming ones are kind of like, yeah, just my opinion. More than likely not as good as the ones you pay for.
Yeah, I get it.
Well, with that, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. Any last words?
Until next time, keep it extra real.
Keep it real.